Hello everybody and welcome to today's episode, and I thank you so much for coming along with us where we are here at Fiddlers Grove, Tennessee, and we're getting ready to look at a historic village. So let's see what it's all about. We are now entering the area known as Fiddlers Grove Station, and here is an old train museum, and look there, it is open. Cool little county fair going on. This train set is about half the size of the other one. There's a neat little runway over here.
Part of this one home on my pool table.
Oh yeah?
An area that fits right over there on the back side of the airport.
Yeah.
That's what the table used to look like years ago. 2 years ago, I started trying to remodel it and use the static grass, and I've been trying to dress it up a little bit. And then I added on that other section over there.
Well, this is very nice.
So it's just about almost doubled in size. Not quite, maybe not quite, but almost. I've been working on it about 2 years. So you got family in? How long you been?
And we are looking at Baxter the Red Caboose. And up in that window, I think I see Santa and Mrs. Claus. And here is an old antique alphabetical list of different train stations throughout the South. We have the Nashville, Chattanooga, and St. Louis Railway train stops and stations, as well as their approximate times, population of towns, and other factors. Here is an old wood pipe stove at the train station here in Fiddlers Grove, Tennessee. It's pretty neat. And here is the old general store in Fiddlers Grove, Tennessee. It's an old-fashioned Coca-Cola cooler. These paintings are made by local artists and they're only $10. Look at that. Candy cane did the trick.
You say thank you.
And here is Melrose Church, which is the small church on site. This church here was built in 1883 and held its first worship service in 1885. And here is inside of the church. And here you can see they have a Christmas tree decorated for the season right here at the altar. Hang on. And here's the Live Say Grist Mill, which was a water-powered mill that was made for creating cornmeal years ago. And the mill is not turning today, but it does look like they use motors to crank the mill up and perhaps make some cornmeal for historical purposes. And of course, every town has to have its own post office. So here is a very small one-room shack of a post office called the Three Forks Post Office. Here you can see the different post office boxes. Looks like perhaps those are some letters to Santa. And it says here that the Three Forks was one of the earlier names for the town of Watertown, Tennessee. So a name that may be familiar to those in Tennessee, and especially those who live in the state of Texas, is a man named Sam Houston. And this was Sam Houston's old law firm years ago when he lived in Tennessee. And back in 1818, a man named James Trimble gifted this cabin to Sam Houston. Of course, one of the largest cities in the United States is Houston, Texas, which was named after Sam Houston himself, a Tennessean. Another fun fact is Sam Houston was the only person to serve as governor of two different states. Of course, those two states being the state of Tennessee as well as the state of Texas. And what is a town without its own jail? This is the sheriff's office as well as a jail here in Fiddlers Grove, Tennessee. So this is a pretty old jail here. This was built in 1799 and served as a jail in Lebanon, Tennessee. And you can see it's just one jail cell. And here's an old milk truck next to a filling station. Now, I thought that the Coke machine that we saw earlier here at Fiddler's Grove was an old Coke machine, but check this one out. And look in there. Some of those Coke bottles actually have never been opened. Now, they've been kind of bleached by the sun, but some of those bottles are still intact from the day that they were bottled at the Coca-Cola bottling factory. And could you imagine still having Coca-Cola prices at 20 cents per bottle? And here's another price that is quite remarkable. Could you imagine gasoline prices at only 49 cents a gallon? And look at this historic barber shop where a shave was only 10 cents. And this quote here at the barber shop comes from a very famous cartoon figure. You can see the hand right there. But let's take a closer glance inside, because I think I may have found the Grinch. Now this is really cool. This is Bay's Southern bread. And if you've ever eaten at a Cracker Barrel and you've had the sourdough bread, it was made at Bay's Southern Bread in Lebanon, Tennessee. But here's an old historic building of Bay's Southern Bread. Here we have the Fiddlers Grove Drug Company. And then right across from it is the Fiddler Grove School. And this one-room schoolhouse was built in 1942 and it was one of the first schoolhouses in the area to serve lunch to students. Here's an old outhouse just outside of the school. Let's see what's in there. Or does it even open? Oh, pardon me. And here's yet another one-room schoolhouse that is here on property. Although we can't take a look inside this one as it is locked up, but it was built in the 1860s. And here's the old Donnell Motor Company. And here's the old granary here at Fiddler's Grove. Some old farming machinery, some plows. So that was a tour of Fiddlers Grove, Tennessee. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for coming along with us on today's tour. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell so that you can join us on the next adventure of Every Day is Saturday.